everyone. Today's session is the first session of an improver course of 6 classes. We're going to start and gradually build up the intensity of some of the exercises that you've already learnt in your beginner lessons, as well as still adding maybe 2 or 3 new ones in each time, and increasing your knowledge of Pilates exercises, hopefully. Remember, just do what you can. I'll still give you the levels, so you don't have to do the full thing. You could still start with the easier option, but some you might find easier, some you might not. Always try the harder option though, because last week you might not be able to do it, this week you might. So let's just get started with your warm-up. Feet hip width distance, knees soft, and stand tall. Wiggle the fingers and toes, and a couple of shoulder shrugs to take your shoulders back and down. Bringing your pelvis into neutral, engage your tummy muscles, your pelvic floor, and a couple of deep breaths, just to remind you to breathe into the ribs. And taking a few seconds to stand tall, allowing your spine to lengthen and your shoulders to relax. We're just going to check your body weight is even through both feet by just letting yourself sway forward gently, bringing the weight onto the balls of the feet and then back onto your heels. So gradually reducing that movement until you find the midpoint, so that you feel that your weight is even through both feet and you can feel your big toes, your little toes, and the center of the heels in contact with the floor. Keeping the body nice and relaxed and still, but still in neutral, gently turn the head from side to side, moving smoothly and slowly. Back to the center, chin to the chest, lifting it back up, down again, and back up. Moving into the shoulders, rolling them forward, both together. Changing direction and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Get lots of movement into the shoulders. Okay, add the arms, breathe in and out. Keep your shoulders back and down and keep the body still. Breathe in and out. Change direction. Nice deep breaths. Good time to practice your breathing, just to remind you of the technique. Breathing into the ribs, but breathing out through the mouth, into your side bends, arm out, big stretch, reaching up and over, and repeat. And number 3. Now on this one, we're going to hold that stretch. Lengthen and reach a little bit more, trying to open up the space between the ribs and your hips, and then come out slowly. Repeat to the other side. So reach, stretching up and over. Lovely. And number 3. And this time, hold the stretch. Lengthen and reach again, trying to open up the waist. Don't let the body twist. Try and just focus on that side bend. And then slowly release. Excellent. Into rotation. This time we're going to hold the arms out in front, palms facing in with your knees soft. Float one hand behind you, follow with your eyes, and then come back to the front. Repeat to the other side. Still keeping your hips and knees facing forward, so you're just moving your upper body, moving from the waist. How far you go doesn't really matter. It's just trying to twist at the waist, nice and slowly, so warming your body up gradually. Last one. And back to the center. hands to the hips, transfer the weight to one foot. Lengthen up through your spine. We're going to take the foot out to the side, draw it back, lift your knee and replace. If you can manage to bend your supporting knee as your foot goes out, lift it, straightening the supporting leg. So it's out, in, straighten as you lift and lower. Little bit more challenging. If you can't cope with the knee bend, just go back to moving the leg in and out, up and down. And one more time. So touch the floor lightly, sliding the toe along the floor if it helps. Okay, other side, mark it through so it goes out, in, lift and lower. You can stick with that option, or you could bend the supporting knee, straighten as you lift. Try and keep the weight spread between the big toe, the little toe and the middle of your heel of your supporting foot, and avoid leaning off to the side. Just touching the floor lightly. You might even want to slide the foot along the floor if you're a wee bit wobbly. And relax. Good. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. So moving into your roll downs, feet parallel, knees soft. We're going to add a couple of extra moves to your roll downs. So if you've been doing the beginner classes, you'll know we've done a roll down and then held it with a hamstring stretch. We're going to add a squat and a stretch to the third roll down. The first two are just as normal. So feet parallel, knees soft, tummy in, breathe in. As you breathe out, drop your chin to the chest and slowly bend. Take your time, letting the head hang. Let your arms relax and hang. Breathe in at the bottom, long breath out. Use your tummy and draw yourself slowly back up to standing. And repeat. Take your time with these first two roll downs, especially if it's a bit cool. It's actually cool this morning, so I'm just giving my body a little bit of time to warm up. If you rush into the harder exercises too quickly, that's when you're in risk of hurting yourself. So do make sure you're warmed up sufficiently. Okay, now adding the squat and the stretch. So this is a little bit different. As you get closer to the floor, bend your knees, bring your hips as low as you can. Stay in the roll down position and press your tailbone to the ceiling, aiming to straighten your legs. Hold the stretch. Breathe in. Now, if possible, keep your legs straight. Use your tummy and pull yourself up slowly. Rebuilding your spine. Relaxing the shoulders, lifting the chin. Now, if you find it's a bit nippy in your back when you're coming up with the legs straight, do go back to bent knees so you take the pressure off your back. Let's try it again. So chin to the chest, knees slightly bent. Breathe out. Down you go. As you get closer to the mat, bend your knees a lot more. Hold. Press your tailbone to the ceiling. Hold. Breathe in. Long breath out. Use your tummy and slowly come back up to standing. Legs straight if possible. And last time. So knees soft as you bend. Into that squat, into the stretch, and hold the stretch. If you can touch the floor, you might want to put your hands around your ankles, gently pull to increase the stretch. Avoid bending your knees. If you can't touch the floor, don't worry. Just let your arms relax and hang. Hold that stretch and breathe. Nice deep breaths. Now, coming down onto your mat, bend your knees and walk your hands forward. So coming into tabletop position. Checking that you're in neutral, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. If you have problems with your knees or your wrists, you can miss this one out and move on to the next exercise, which is going to be swimming. So just land on your front. If you have problems with your wrists in this position, you can go up onto your fists if you want to. we're going to do some little knee lifts. So the knee lift is a core strength exercise. It helps prepare your body and strengthen your body in preparation for full plank or full leg pull, which is in the press up position. So tucking your toes under, engage your tummy, deep breath in. As you breathe out, just lift your knees about 3 centimeters off the mat. Try not to arch your spine. Hold, breathe in, and breathe out, put them back down. Quite challenging, but it'll get you warm. And again, engage your tummy. Breathe in, breathe out, lift, pushing back onto the toes. Hold, deep breath in, and breathe out lower. And again, number 3. Toes under and lift. Draw the shoulders down. Try not to arch your spine. Breathe in and breathe out lower. Let's do it one more time. This time we're going to try and hold it for 2 or 3 breaths. So toes tucked under. Breathe in, breathe out, lift. Now hold and breathe. Drawing the tummy in, shoulders down, and concentrate on the breath. And then relax it down. Rest back into child pose and breathe. Oh, that's warmed me up nicely. Okay, so remember, if child pose is too uncomfortable for your knees, roll onto your back and do a knees to chest stretch. We're going to move forward now onto your tummy to do a bit of swimming. So this is the improver level, lying on your front as opposed to on hands and knees. So you need both hands above your head, shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart, head down. Make sure you're neutral, so have a little bit of a roll to make sure you can feel your hip bones and pubic bone connecting with the mat. Engage your tummy. Breathe in. As you breathe out, just lift opposite arm and leg. Breathe in lower. And change sides. So alternating from side to side, but always opposition limbs, allowing the head to lift as you lift the arm. Let's try one more on each side. And then rest. Whew. Hands underneath your forehead. Have a little breather. Well done. Now with the swimming exercise, there is a tendency for the shoulders to end up around your ears. So we're going to move into some swan dives to try and draw your shoulders back and down. Legs relaxed if possible, but if you feel you need to, squeeze your legs together, squeeze your buttocks as you engage your tummy. Hands down by your side, deep breath in. As you breathe out, lift your chest, head, shoulders and arms. But as you lift your hands, reach them towards your ankles to draw the shoulders back. Keep your chin tucked in and lower back down. And repeat. Tummy gently pulled in. You might want to try holding that up position for a round of breaths. And lower back down. It's quite nice after that last exercise. You really feel these muscles working. One more time. Breathe out, lift. Hold. And back down on your second breath in. We're going to add a little arm movement to this. This is called a rear deltoid squeeze. So if you want to watch it first, feel free. Lift the chest in your swan dive and hold. Now your palms are facing up. We're going to turn the arms so that your thumbs come down, out, and press up towards the ceiling. Unwind and lower back down to the floor. Forehead to the mat, chin tucked in. I'm turning my head sideways so you can hear what I'm saying. Let's try it again. Squeezing the arms tight, tummy in, breathe in as you breathe out. Lift the chest, hold. Turn the arms, the thumbs come down, out, and up. Keep the hands as close to the hips as possible. Unwind and lower back down to the floor. 2 more. Lift, hold, turn, squeeze, shoulder blades together, unwind and lower. Last time. Lift, turn, unwind and relax it down. Well done. You need to release your back after all that. Push back up onto hands and knees into cat stretch. Slowly take it the other way, letting your tummy drop, lift the chin, look up. Arching again. And once more, let the tummy drop and look up. And then relax. Lovely. Coming into sitting position. Legs in front. We're going to go back down onto the floor. Arms out in front, nice and slowly. Roll yourself to the floor and bring your hands down by your sides. Shoulders back and down. Make sure you're in neutral. So your hip bones and pubic bone should be level, little hollow in the small of your back. Checking your feet are not too close to your hips. Now we're going to do a 1-leg circle first in this position. Remember when we did it at beginner level, your focus is keeping your pelvis as still as possible. So we're going to do the low level option first and then take it up. So shoulders relaxed, tummy in, breathe out, lift one leg into tabletop. So the knee joint is above the hip, shin parallel to the ceiling, and rotate. So you're drawing a circle with your kneecap on the ceiling, just an imaginary circle obviously, but keep the circle small so it's easier to control. And change direction. Relaxing the foot and just rotating the leg within the hip. Harder option. Extend your leg, 45-degree angle, point your toes, rotate again. Little circles this time. Drawing a circle with your big toe. Now it's the whole leg that turns, not just the ankle, although that is a nice exercise. Just try and rotate the whole leg from the hip joint. So this is going to make you a little bit more shaky in your abdominals. Keep pulling in gently, change direction. You're going to feel it a little bit more in your thigh. Not in a bad way, just knowing that your muscles are working. Round circles if possible. Might sound a bit strange, but it's amazing what you see in a class situation. Get squares and petal shapes, hexagonals even. And then relax it down. Well done. Give it a bit of a stretch and a rub if necessary. Let's repeat with the other leg. So low level first, into tabletop, and rotate. So I aim normally for about 8 to 10 circles in each direction. Remember, small circles, focusing on the control at your center, keeping your pelvis still, changing direction. The smaller, the slower the circle, the deeper the muscles you're working into your hip. Remember, when you do things quickly, it's always surface muscles, superficial. We want to get deep. Harder option, extend the leg out, point your toes, rotate the whole leg. Just be aware of joining with your other leg. There is a tendency for it to drop out. Try and keep it still. And change direction. So keeping the other leg foot firm on the floor, knee pointing up. Quick check with the shoulders, make sure you're still in neutral. Whoops, my circle went a bit wonky there. Leg nice and straight. And relax it down, well done, give it a stretch. And then replace your foot back. So back into that pace position. Hands to the floor this time. We're going to move straight into scissors. As we start to move up through the levels of Pilates, we start to join the exercises together. Beginner level, you tend to do an exercise, then a stretch. Now we're going to try and join them together in maybe 2s or even 3s. So we're going to go straight into scissors. So by this point, you should be able to do scissors with both feet in the air. So lifting the feet one at a time. Look for the right angles at the hips and at the knees. Breathe out, take one foot down, tap, breathe in, lift, and change. Keeping your shoulders pressing firmly to the mat. Being aware of your spine wanting to arch. Keep your tummy pulled in. Press your ribs down. Don't tilt the pelvis to press the lower back down. You still want to feel there's a tiny little gap there, not a massive one. Remember, with scissors, you could add variety by flexing your feet. Take your heels to the mat. A little bit harder, you'll feel it lower down here. Still with your shoulders relaxed. Keep going. I know you'll want to stop. Breathe. Out. In. Check the shoulders, keep them relaxed. Last 2 on each leg. So don't stop yet, nearly there. Last 1. And for the other leg. And relax them down. Well done. Stretch, full body stretch. Pull up the toes, push your back into the mat as you stretch. Oh, that feels so good. And relax. Brilliant. Onto your side for your side kick. So for side kick, we have been using the arm as a pillow. You can bend the arm to cradle the head if that's more comfortable. To make it harder and to challenge your balance, try folding your arm up to prop your head up with your hand. This reduces your stability a lot. Bring your legs forward so you've hinged at the hips, hand on the floor in front. Use your tummy, squeeze your bum, pelvic floor, and lift both legs off the mat. And hold. Much harder if you're up on the elbow. If you think you can, take your hand to your thigh. Watch your hips don't roll back. Reach that hand down the leg slightly to draw the shoulder down and hold. Then float that arm up towards the ceiling. Hold and breathe. If you find you can't quite get your hand up there because you're propped up on your elbow, bring the hand back down, either to your thigh or back to the floor. Keep pulling in gently and hold. It's a toughie. Keep breathing. Watch the legs don't start to drift backwards, turning you into a banana. Try and feel that they're slightly in front of your hips. Well done. Come back down, hand to the thigh, then to the floor. Now put the bottom leg down, bend your knee. Flexing the foot. We're going for a stretch this time. We're going to move the leg from the hip and float it forward. Point your toe and bring it back. Flex to come forward and point to bring it back. 5 times. So 3 and 4. Now you're looking to feel the stretch of the back of the legs. Quick check with the shoulders, keep them nice and relaxed. This is where you want to feel it. Point and bring it back. and 5. And relax it down. Well done. Quad stretch there to release. Nicely done. And release. Push yourself up into a sitting position and take your legs out in front of you, slightly bent if you need to, sit on a block if you prefer, sit cross-legged if you prefer. We're going to go into spine twist, so arms come out to the side, palms down. Sit up tall, shoulders down, breathe in as you breathe out, gently twist, and breathe in straight. Repeat to the other side. Remember, your twists don't have to be massive. You're not trying to look to the side. You're just trying to turn from the waist. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Weight through both sit bones. We're going to add a bit of coordination. Now, this is usually what sends everyone into a cold sweat. Don't panic, it's not too complicated. Bend one elbow. Now take your bent elbow back and pulse for 1, 2, 3, center. Take it out, switch, push back for 1, 2, 3, center, and release. Shoulders relaxed and pulse. 3, and back. Other side, twist, pulse. 2, 3, and back. Keep going. If you're struggling with holding one arm out to the side, you can do this in a Cossack position, so you could hold the arms out in front of you, elbows bent, support the sore shoulder on top of the stronger one, and you can still twist and focus the pulse from your waist. If coordination is not your best, you might want to try that option. At least you're going to get the twist from the waist to work your obliques. Last one. Out to the side and relax them down. Bring your feet into sit cross-legged, a mermaid stretch to release. Take one arm up and over. And repeat to the other side. And relax. Excellent. Onto your other side for your side kick. So legs stretched out, hinge at the hips, stack the joints, prop your head up with your hand if you can. If you find you're very wobbly or it's too sore on your shoulder, use your arm as a pillow, either with the arms straight or bent to cradle your head. So making sure you're slightly hinged at the hips. We're going to squeeze the legs together, breathe out and lift, and hold, and breathe. Nice deep breaths. Focusing the breath into the rib cage, so using your abs. Now, if you can, take the hand to your thigh as you put the hand on the legs, slide the hand down towards your ankle to draw your shoulder down, and then float it up to the ceiling if you can. Hold and breathe. Checking that the legs are not drifting back. Now, if you're very, very slim, this can be really tough. The tendency is for the back to kick in, which pulls the legs backwards, turns you into a slight banana. If that's the case, you probably need to put the hand back down or even come back onto your arm. You need those legs slightly forward so that this bit is doing the work, not this bit. A little bit longer if you can. Well held. Then bring your hand down, replace it to the mat. Remember, just put the bottom leg down, bend the knee slightly. Keeping this leg hip height, flex the foot, float it forward, and point and bring it back, just in line with the body or slightly forward. Flex to come forward. Remember, this is where we're looking to feel the stretch. Point to take it back. 5 times only. So 3 and 4 Beautifully done. Don't let the leg lift or drop as it comes forward. Try and keep it parallel. And back. And rest. Well done. Give it a rub. Finish with a quad stretch. And release. Rolling back onto your back into a knees to chest stretch. So hugging the knees in tight. You can lift the head and shoulders if it's comfortable. Now we're going to come into a sitting position. You can just roll onto your side and push yourself up, or you can put your hands into the backs of your knees. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, engage your tummy and roll up to sitting. Feet flat to the floor. That puts you straight into position for your roll up. So arms out in front, feet flat. Breathe in, tilt, spine goes into C shape. Breathe out, roll back, halfway. Hold, breathe in, breathe out, round forward, and sit up straight. And repeat. Remember, you're trying to imagine you're putting your back into a deck chair. Find that C curl, tuck the tail under. Breathe out as you round forward and sit up straight. And again. So rather than going all the way to the floor this time, particularly if you're not quite ready, try holding that position and lifting your arms above your head. As you bring your arms down, round forward and sit up straight. And repeat. It's surprisingly tough. Don't let the shoulders lift. And breathe through it. Tilt. Feel the stretch in your lower back. Hold. Lift your arms. Bring them down. Round forward. Restack. And again. Tilt. Halfway back. Keep the heels on the floor. Don't let the legs lift. Keep your shoulders down. Way too much to think about for something that looks relatively simple. And again, back you go. Arms up, hold, and come forward, and relax. Whew, well done. Definitely warm now. So, little release into spine stretch. Reaching forward. This time, if you can, grab hold of your toes. Gently pull. Don't let your knees bend. You can grab your heels, ankles, knees, whatever. This is the bit you want to feel the stretch. And come out of it gently. Lift up out of the hips, stretching forward. Grab hold of your feet, gently pull. And release. And once more. And release. Excellent. Lowering yourself back down, so knees bent. Roll down through your spine and bring yourself back into neutral. Now we're going to do a couple of arm exercises. We've done arm circles before with double leg stretch. Today we're going to do arm circles and then turn it into windmill. Now I have got a couple of weights which I'm going to use. These are entirely up to you. If you have weights, grab them. These are 1 kilo each. If you've got a couple of cans of baked beans, that's about £1 each or half a kilo. It'll still do the job. Not too difficult to hold. You might want to make your little weights with a couple of bottles of water, small bottles, or even 2 small bags of rice. Tied firmly, of course, you don't scatter rice all over the house. So start with your arms up in front, shoulders back and down, make sure you're neutral. Reaching your right arm up, lift the shoulder off the mat and then let it drop. Then your left arm, reach it up and let it drop. Right arm again, so lifting that shoulder and drop, and your left arm and drop. Now try both together. Breathe out, reach Notice the rest of me is not moving, it's just the shoulders. Head stays on the mat. As you reach, you're pulling the shoulder blades away from your spine and then let them drop. So basic circles to start with. I'm hoping I've got enough room here. Take your arms over your head, then circle the arms out and round. Beauty of short arms, I don't need a lot of room, and back up in front. So slowly over, checking that your spine is not arching as you circle the arms above your head in an attempt to get your hands on the floor. So slowly over, circle round, and back up, and again. All the way round, and up. Now, changing direction. So hands come down. Again, push your ribs down, don't let the spine arch. Whoops, arms start to get longer. I don't want to knock the bars over, let's just lay it down anyway. Which way am I going? That way. So out and round, and back up. Nice and slowly. Keep your shoulder blades as flat as possible to the mat. Maintain that neutral position. So what will happen is the ribs will want to lift. 2 more. Just breathe normally with your arm circles. If you read a manual, you are meant to breathe as you move, but I always find it makes people do it too quickly. So try and just do it slowly, so you can concentrate on what happens to the rest of the body. Now as we come back up in front, we're going to turn it into windmill. This is another coordination test. If it confuses you totally, just go back to normal circles. The arms are going to go in opposite directions now. So one over the head and the other one to the hip. Circle them out so they move together just like the sails on a windmill, and then bring them back up in front. Same direction. One over, one down. Circle. Keeping the body as symmetrical as possible, because you're now working different muscle groups on each side. Your body will want to twist. The shoulders may hitch and drop even. Try and keep the shoulders back and down. Beautiful. One more time. Chin tucked in. So she's making herself cough. And back up in front. Change direction is a challenge. So the arm that was going to the hip goes over your head. Circle. Try and move them together as they circle round. If you're using heavier weights and you start to shake, feel free to put them down. Remember, the shaking is your body telling you you've done enough. If you keep going when you're shaking, you just make yourself really sore, and it can put you off coming back to do the exercises. Another day, we don't want that. We want to build the strength gradually. So a little bit of shake is okay. Last time. Circle round. And back up in front. Excellent. Pop the weights down. Bring yourself a little bit closer to your heels. We're going to move into your bridges next. If you're happy with the weights, you can hang on to the weights while you do a few basic bridges. Makes you work your arms a little bit more. So firm pressure through both feet, tilt the pelvis, squeeze your bum, lift your hips as you peel up into bridge position. Hold, pressing your hips to the ceiling. With or without weights, take your arms over your head. The weights are great because it pins your hands to the floor. So when you roll your spine down, you get a little bit more stretch. So that's lovely. Press your lower back into the mat. Roll your pelvis back to neutral. And then bring your arms back, palms down. And repeat. So tilt, squeeze, lift up, hold. Breathe in, take the arms over, pinning the hands to the mat. And breathe out, roll your spine down. One vertebrae at a time. pressing your back into the mat, rolling back to neutral, and then bring the arms back right at the end. And again. Check your knees are not coming apart. Try and keep your legs parallel. Avoid curling your toes or lifting your heels at this point. Roll down slowly. Lovely. And arms back. Excellent. Let's go for one more. Arms up and over. And a lovely stretch for your journey down. And then bring your arms back. Now, we're going to try and progress your bridges a little. If you're not ready for this, because I can remember the first time somebody asked me to do this, I thought they were joking. Miss it out. Go into the stretches. Give it a go though. We're going to keep it very basic and very simple. Keep your arms down by your sides. Come back up into bridge and hold. Now bring one knee up into tabletop. Replace it to the mat. Change feet. Replace. And then roll the spine down. And back to neutral. Did you manage? It is tough the first time you try it. Let's do it again. Tilt, squeeze, lift up into bridge. Press your hips to the ceiling. Bring one knee into tabletop. Replace. Change. Watch the pelvis doesn't tip. Replace. And roll back down. Slowly. And back to neutral. Well done. Good try. Let's try again. Tilt, squeeze your buttocks, lift up, firm pressure, lift, replace, breathe out as you lift. Remember, always breathe out on the hard bit, and roll it down. Breathing out as you mobilize your spine. Last time, tilt, squeeze, lift up, hold, lift one knee. Replace, blow, and breathe out. And back to neutral. Brilliant, well done everyone. Hip flex stretch to release. So one knee in, other leg out, flex the foot. And hold. And change legs. And release. Inner thigh stretch, soles the feet together, knees out, arms over your head. And relax. So just letting the weight of the knee joint stretch out your inner thighs. Check you're not arching your spine though. Bring your knees back together, bring your arms back. One foot onto the opposite knee, both hands behind the thigh and gently pull. So stretching your outer thigh but into your buttock at the same time. So this is your piriformis stretch. And changing legs. Try and relax the shoulders, try and keep your head down. It should be getting easier. Remember though, if you do have problems with either hip or have had a hip replacement, always do the easier option, which is just to press the knee away. And then you can relax. Get yourselves comfortable just for your few minutes of relaxation, resting the hands onto the hips, shoulders nice and relaxed. And if you want to, close your eyes. So take a deep breath in long, slow breath out. Relax and sink down into the floor. Breathe normally now, trying not to control your breathing, but being aware of your breath going in and out, and allowing your head to roll gently from side to side. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then let them go. Relaxing your arms, your hands and your fingers. Squeeze your buttocks together and then relax. Relaxing your thighs, your calf muscles and your feet. Check you're not frowning or gritting your teeth. And with each breath out, relax a little more. Remember, you can stay here as long as you like. You can just switch me off, turn me down, and stay there for another 5 minutes. If you're ready to move, just wiggle the fingers and toes and stretch. Take your time, roll onto your side, and push yourself up into a sitting position. Take your time as you come up. You might feel a little bit lightheaded. Just take your time, drink some water. Hope you've enjoyed your first improver class. If you think, oh, whoa, that was a bit much, feel free to repeat your beginners again. You might want to go back to 1 to 6 if you're struggling, or even just repeat 5 and 6. The next one will be coming up shortly, lesson 2, to progress a little bit more. But do remember, if you need to, keep repeating this session till you feel confident with the new moves and that it's not making you too shaky or sore. Hope you've enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing you again on the next one. Hope you enjoy the feeling of getting stronger. If you are enjoying it, please press the subscribe button, which is just below this video, so that we get this out to more people. It also means you'll get notification quicker of when the next session comes live. Thank you, everybody. Bye for now. Bye.